Alright guys, welcome back to Orozcos Kitchen, and today we're going to be comparing a sous vide ribeye versus a grilled ribeye. So if you guys want to know which one actually tastes better at the end, then stick around and let's find out together. Alright, so I'm going to take you step by step and show you guys. First, I got these ribeyes from Trader Joe's, which is my favorite place to get steaks. I know you can buy them elsewhere, but this is just where I prefer to buy them. It's always fresh and it's always at a great price. So I got my vacuum sealed bag here, and what I'm going to do is just throw my ribeye in here, and I'm going to call this my test subject from here on out. So we got our test subject here. We got our fresh rosemary that also is from Trader Joe's, and I like to put 3 of these stems, so I'm going to go ahead and just chop up 3, and we're going to put this in the vacuum seal bag. And we're going to go ahead and put some butter next, and this is salted butter, guys, and you can choose to use unsalted butter, but I'm kind of a salty dude, so I'm going to just stick to the salted butter. So look, sous vide is a process of cooking slow and cooking it to an internal temperature that is desired. So after it's basically cooked internally, all you have to do is sear it. And this is supposed to make your steak experience explode and taste even better. So we're gonna find out. And I've done some sous vide in the past, but this is the first time I'm gonna do it with the ribeye, and this is the first time I'm gonna do a comparison. So get you some fresh garlic. I like the one that's already peeled. I'm gonna go ahead and put about 5 or 6 of these cloves in here and stuff them right into my vacuum seal bag. And for this steak, we're not gonna season it with any kind of salt, pepper, or garlic powder. We're just going to seal it like this. I know on my previous tri-tip I did season it with the vacuum seal, but we're not going to do that this time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just seal it. And this machine here is pretty cool. They actually did gift me this machine, but if I was to buy one, I would definitely choose this one because it's really simple to use. And you know, you can vacuum seal pretty much just about everything, and especially for sous vide, you want to vacuum seal it. That way everything kind of stays tight and together. And the next step here is basically getting our pot, and I just use like a regular pot. You don't have to get anything fancy. And I have this sous vide machine as well from Blitz, which I like. And for the sous vide cooking process, we're going to set it to 2 hours, and we're going to set it to 125 internal temp. All right, so that basically means it's going to cook it to 125 degrees internally during the cooking process of 2 hours. So as soon as we turn it on, you can see the bubbles start bubbling, and it's going to get up to temp, and then the timer will start. So that's way, you know, this thing is smarter than we are. It knows when to start the timer, so it's pretty cool. We're going to come back in 2 hours and check it out. All right, guys, so I'm actually going to leave. I got to go to practice, soccer practice. I got to take my son, but I'll be right back, and we're going to check on this thing together. And my assumption is it's going to be a different color. Let's find out. All right, guys, so this thing's all done. I'm going to pull it off and open up the package. And this thing is super juicy. What it's doing is it's releasing a lot of the juices from the steak, and it's basically cooked it. So, I mean, when you cook a steak outside, what does it do? It also releases some type of juice, right? So it's taking out all the salt from the steak. And, you know, somebody commented that I should be salting this beforehand because it's better for the meat, and I tried it on the tri-tip. I didn't really notice a difference, so I'm gonna try it this way, and then I'll find out if it's better. Next time I'll salt it before, and I'll see if that's better. So really this process is just about experimenting. I know there's a lot of sous vide channels out there, and I really don't like to watch them too much because I like to experiment on my own. So here we go. We got some Montreal steak seasoning, my boy. This is the best, man. Just get this from Costco and pour it on thick. You cannot over salt this thing. Get all the sides. My son reminded me the other day, hey Dad, make sure you hit all the sides like Chef Kuso. That's a good guy to watch too, man. But so this is a regular ribeye. This is not sous vide. You can just tell by the color it's not cooked. So this one's just raw, and this is going to be our other test subject. And I'm super excited. You know, I've seen a few videos on sous vide, and it always looks so good. But now it's my turn to experiment. So let's go ahead and get another quick look at this before we throw it on our pellet grill. We're going to be using the Pit Boss Pro Series 850 today, guys. Got this thing nice and hot. You can set this thing all the way up to 500 degrees, so that's exactly what I did. It has a searing function, so if you think this thing's not getting hot, think again. This thing gets really hot. All right, so I'm checking my temperature right now, not quite there. And I'm gonna go ahead and just keep flipping this thing to make sure I don't overcook it. And you just gotta keep an eye, because you don't wanna overcook and go over 135 or 140, because then, you know, it kind of defeats the purpose of really sous vide. Because I don't like my steak well done, man. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't. If it's well done in my house, then just don't even come over. Don't ask for well done. All right, so for the other steak, the one that's not sous vide, I'm gonna put the butter and rosemary on that because they didn't have it infused. And on the sous vide one, I won't add anything else, just to try to get it, you know, with the same ingredients and the same comparison. Give it the same advantage. All right, so now we have both steaks set up here, and they're just about ready to get chopped up and basically tested. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chop them up, and we're gonna find out which one is better. And for our steak here, we're gonna just go ahead and cut it against the grain and chop it into just 1-inch slices. And this is the way I like to cook my steak. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chop it up, make it look nice and pretty for the thumbnail and for the test comparison. And we're gonna go ahead and just start taking a bite. This was all the steak after I cut it up, and we're about to eat it inside with the family. As you can see, it's looking still delicious. All right, guys, so on the left here, we have the sous vide ribeye. On the right, we have just the grilled ribeye. We're gonna try both of them, and I'm gonna tell you guys my honest opinion on what I think is better as soon as this plane leaves. All right, guys, let's go ahead and try the sous vide first. Got some nice pink in there, nice fat cap. That's pretty good. It melts in your mouth. It really is like butter. It's pretty soft. Let's give it one more try. And this one's about 135, 140 is where I pulled it at. So not quite medium rare, medium well, but still very tender. Now the real challenge is, will it taste better than a grilled, just a straight up grilled ribeye? Let's try it out. This one's a little bit more chewy, but not by much. But it has a better texture. I just like the way it's not as jiggly. You know, when I first cooked them, this one was really jiggly. And this one obviously was raw, but it's kind of hard to say which one's better, but I'm still going with the sous vide, but just by a little bit. The sous vide is just a tad bit better. But this is not far off behind. But overall, it was definitely worth doing this one, and I enjoyed it. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh my God, so good.